Hey there everybody out in YouTube land. Last night I had a really fun experience at Audi Victoria because they unveiled the brand new 2019 Audi e-tron. This launch happened in conjunction with the grand opening of their new facility on Douglas Street. Really nice new facility. It's also right next to Maserati Alfa Romeo Victoria. So if you're going down there, obviously you want to check out both showrooms. You know how much I like those cheeky little Alfa 4Cs, but we're not here to talk about that. It was filled to capacity last night. It looks like an art gallery really if you look at it. There's a hulking automobile there in a red drape. We wonder what that was. Anyway, if you look up at, they've got a mezzanine level on the second floor up there. That's where their corporate office is. And also, if you notice that lighting strip along the mezzanine, well, that is supposed to indicate a curved road, right? So it's kind of like the whole auto journey thing. Audi Canada head Giorgio DeLucci was there. He gave a nice speech and a shout out to all the people that were involved in putting the new center together. Yeah, while I'm at it, there's another view of the center. I took some video before it got too dark, but you can see it's really high ceiling. It's really going to be a beautiful showroom. Here's their service bay, which was turned into a big party room. They have 12 service bays now, parking for 300 cars. They have like a, I don't know, multi-level parkade and stuff like that, above ground and below ground, so it's pretty fancy. Anyway, I was babbling there about the space, but it was so loud that you couldn't really hear my audio, so instead of redoing the audio, I'm just doing a voiceover instead here so you can still see the footage. One of my favorites in that area was the Audi RS3 LMS car there that you see. That looked absolutely wicked. Let's have a look at that. So going a little bit closer, obviously you got a huge splitter on the front, carbon fiber splitter. What else we got? You can see the Gain Group is featured prominently there. The Gain Group owns a lot of the German car dealerships in town. And of course we have a massive wing at the back. If you have a look at the interior, this is a race car. It's a real race car, so there's a race car interior for you. You got all your telemetry and all your information on a separate screen. There's no normal, gauge cluster or anything like that. It's all done on a readout, and you can customize the readout, of course. I don't know if you can see that honking great shifter there. It's hard to see in that. Anyway, wouldn't that be fun to drive? So let's head back to the reveal. So we were in this beautiful showroom. They did all this huge ceremony, blah, blah, blah. Ribbon cutting, plaques, the whole rest of it. It was pretty fun, And then, of course, was the reveal of the new e-tron. So here we go. Let's cut to that. There we go. The red covers roll back, and here we are with the new e-tron. I have to tell you, it actually looks pretty good in person. I don't know what you guys think so far. Very high quality. Kind of Tesla-esque, actually, if you ask me. Like, Model X, obviously, right? But, look at the lights, and they've still got an Audi grille there. They don't delete the grille, which I think is kind of nice. I've never really liked that about the Tesla Model 3, for example, because there's this big blank space, and psychologically, for me, I still want to see something there. I know you don't need there's no intercooler, there's no turbos, blah, blah, blah. I know that. There's no oil cooler, but you could have something, I don't know, battery cooler, I don't know. Anyway, I like seeing something there. This thing is running on these giant 21-inch wheels. There's the e-tron badging, and then having a look inside. Actually, let's just cut to let's cut to me there because I did catch some audio where it wasn't too loud. So we'll hear what I had to say.
Well, that's a lot of fun, eh? We just saw the unveiling of the Audi e-tron in Victoria for Canada here. This is the first all-electric Audi vehicle that they made. Let's go have a quick look inside.
Have a little peek in there. Very luxurious. Obviously, it's a luxury vehicle. People were getting in and out of the car. It was a lot of fun. It was hands-on. Backseat room looked pretty good. But look at that door. It's very nicely finished. This would be a high trim line on this one. And there's your climate controls. They looked really good. So it's obviously a really nice SUV. Now moving around to the back, it has a huge cargo space. The cargo capacity is very large. It even has room for a spare under there. I don't think that's a full service spare, but I couldn't tell. But you have to consider that this is an all electric vehicle, right? So let's look at the specs on this thing. It's got a 95 kilowatt hour battery pack. The driving range is somewhere around 200 miles apparently, which would make it somewhere around 320 kilometers. Now, of course, that's quite a conservative number. Apparently, Audi's just decided to go that route in their rating because they want to maintain the life of the batteries. You know, there's some arguments that maybe their battery management isn't quite as sophisticated as Tesla's is, because Tesla's been doing it for like 10 years. I'm not sure. I can't weigh in on that because I'm not an engineer and I don't really obviously have any real world data on the Audi e-tron and what it's going to be like to own over the years. However, the idea would be that they want to maintain the performance of the car and they want to guarantee that. They don't want to give you a very high range number and then have you find out that it actually doesn't go that far in the real world. So let's say we're in Canada or whatever, you're in the American Midwest and it's cold. Well, your battery efficiency is going to be lower, right? There's a problem in range when you cool things down because it's a chemical energy, right? Assuming that that's true, you want to maintain that range no matter what. Well, you're going to have to rate on the conservative side. I think that makes sense. Apparently the horsepower rating is somewhere around 400. They call it 300 kilowatts and 490 foot-pounds of torque. So that should get down the road quite nicely. As I mentioned, the 95 kilowatt hour battery pack is standard, I think, in this car. And using a quick charger, 150 kilowatt quick charger, you should be able to get an 80% charge in 30 minutes on this thing. So that should be pretty decent. This is an all-wheel drive dual motor SUV. Now pricing in Canada is around $90,000 and I don't know what the option list is, but I'm sure you can go up from there. If you compare it to a Tesla Model X, most people I've talked to are speccing those out around 150,000 Canadian. So this is going to be priced under that. Obviously it's not going to have the sort of equivalent to ludicrous mode or whatever, but I really don't know how much of a market there is for that type of vehicle. And so I don't know if I would be chasing that as a manufacturer, whether that's worth bothering with. The electronics include 12-way heated and ventilated front seats, panoramic moonroof. Obviously 20-inch wheels are standard, but you can go 21-inch as you saw on this particular model. Massage seats, I don't know about that, sounds kind of weird. Power door closers, don't need that. Leather upholstery. Orange brake calipers, well, that could be good, I guess. 10-inch infotainment screen and a smaller 8.6-inch touchscreen display, it says here. Amazon Alexa voice control. Heads-up display is an option. And you can get a Bang & Olufsen sound system and all sorts of other options like automated parking assist, night vision, adaptive cruise control, the yada yada, the whole laundry list of stuff that you have to order with other manufacturers as well. And I'm sure that all jacks up the price, what, I don't know. I bet you could jack it up at least 15 grand if you wanted to do that pretty easily. But it's still, you know, that would put you at what, 105,000 bucks, something like that before taxes. Anyway, I liked it, and I think it's an exciting time for all these manufacturers as they kind of dive in, like Volkswagen AG, which owns obviously Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche. They're diving into the electric vehicle thing. I've talked a little bit about the electric Porsches coming up, the Taycan, for example, which is coming out later this year. Audi's really done well in Canada with its sales lately, and bringing in this product just gives their customers some more options if they want to do that 100% electric vehicle, or whether they want to go with a plug-in hybrid or whatever, the different range of options that you've got. It's good to see this kind of stuff coming in, and I look forward to seeing these on the road and find out what they're like. Of course, I really want to drive the RS3 LMS car, but that's me, right? I also don't want to go to the grocery store in one of those. So let's put that in perspective. I only want to drive those race cars on a racetrack, right? That's what I want to do, yeah. Always gets me fired up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little look at the Audi e-tron, the brand new electric SUV. Thanks always for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also check out the channel. There's lots of different videos in there buried in the archive. You never know what you'll find in there. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.